Hey there, Icarus here. Good news for Daisy enthusiasts, because Daisy here just got an upgrade. Not just from standard Bun to fully armored combat veteran form, but now also featuring a raft of additional improvements to make her even more effective and, dare I say, adorable in the midst of combat. Chief amongst these is the implementation of a progression system. Daisy will in fact gain additional weaponry depending on the progression you've made during the course of a run. This might include picking up the weapons themselves or attaining certain keycards during the course of a level. Now, something I didn't have in the earlier version of this when I first experienced it was that Daisy doesn't actually like having to wear the helmet, and will occasionally get kinda sassy about it. Now, you can deal with this in a number of ways. You can help her out, you can ignore her, and in the midst of combat she might get so annoyed she just yeets it at the nearest enemy's head. However it happens, this will actually shift Daisy into an alternate mode. She's a lot more melee focused here, not to mention she will occasionally produce a small cacodemon pet. Now, it does more than just look kind of adorable in its own way. It can actively harass other demons for you, and when Daisy feels like it, she will occasionally pick it up and basically fire it like a gun before chucking it once more. All I'll say is don't get too attached, because Daisy certainly remembers how she was treated by demonkind and is more than ready to return the favor. Believe it or not, this does extend beyond tiny cacodemon abuse. Her wrath also extends to staking the heads of her enemies, not to mention the occasional stomp out. Don't know about you, but if I was Doomguy in this position, I would be brimming with pride. Now, for those of you that prefer Daisy with the helmet on, fear not, she does eventually return to that mode, and returns to using more of her weaponry as a result. This also has the effect of allowing her to tank a little bit more damage. She's a lot less tankier with the helmet off, and depending on the intensity of the map, you may have to deal with more than a few occasions of helping Daisy out of a downed state. This can be remedied by booping into her, where she'll start to bandage herself up, but it takes a fair little while. You'll have to fend for yourself till she's good and ready, and then she'll just pop back into the action as and when. To avoid falling foul of this state more often than not, you're probably going to have to make a few concessions in terms of how you play, especially if you're running the standard form of this mod, because Daisy, unfortunately, is susceptible to friendly fire. She also has a slight unfortunate habit of, once in a while, just straight up teleporting directly in front of you. In my case, just as I'm firing a rocket launcher. By the way, don't jib Daisy when she's down. She ain't coming back for the rest of the level. And as for what happens when she does fully succumb to her wounds, well, sometimes she just straight up dies, but in some certain other special cases, she will come back as a tiny bunny ghost with a halo and wings. And I don't need to cry right now. She leaves little health pickups for you. It's horribly adorable. But speaking of the other specialized death state, because of course there's more than one, I actually covered this in the Doom Companion Mods video, which covered an earlier form of this particular mod. Feel free to check it out. There is a lot of interesting companion mods out there. So another element of this mod you're probably wondering about is how compatible is it? As it happens, very. The progression system here has apparently been designed to be pretty forgiving in case you're bringing some custom stuff along. And as a basic litmus test, I of course attempted to run it alongside Brutal Doom. It works swimmingly, but as you know, I am partial to the carnage that can be generated by this in concert with Slaughter Wads, though Daisy in vanilla form, as we've already proven, can just come a cropper on a regular basis if the heat is a little too high, which is why I'm happy that this mod actually comes with several other variations to assist in that matter. For one, there is a brutal variant of Daisy that is straight up beefed to all heck in terms of health, features a passive heal, and is so effective that I don't think the entire time I ever really needed to stop to give her head pats, which is, I think, how you give her a little bit of extra health in the vanilla form. She also comes replete with everything just unlocked as standard, so if you don't really want to have to bother with the progression system that's built into this, the brutal variant is where it's at. But if you can't even stand the thought of any harm coming to that poor sweet bunny, fear not, there is an invulnerable variant. That's right, straight up can't die. Of course, this means you may miss out on those interesting death states that I mentioned earlier, but yeah, you no longer have to worry about the thorny issue of friendly fire. You know what, I can't believe I got this far and I forgot to talk about what happens if you die during the course of using this mod. Well, Daisy gets pretty sad. But if you're the kind of person who has flexible usage of the resurrect command, you'll find that she has an interesting reaction to seeing you alive again. In all honesty though, I didn't really expect that I would be coming back for a second pass on the Daisy Kemonomimi companion mod, but it's hard not to pay attention when this clear amount of effort has gone into expanding it and making it even more fun than ever before. Doubtless, there's a whole bunch of stuff and unique animations in here that I may not have had the good fortune to experience for myself, but if you choose to give it a try, I'm hoping that you do. To that end, if you feel like checking this out for yourself, you'll find the link, as usual, in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know either by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, or if you're so inclined, becoming a member or patron. You get early access to videos, I get $1. Win-win. But until next time, this has been Mr. Icarus, you've been watching Doom Mod Madness, and I'll see you next time. Icarus out.